I'm Jack. I don't have a right hand. Well, to be precise, I have a prosthetic hand. You see, I lost my right hand in an accident when I was a kid, and I've been using a prosthetic hand ever since. My prosthetic hand is so well made that at first glance, it looks like a real hand, so it doesn't really interfere with my daily life. But I still try not to show my right hand. I guess I feel a bit self-conscious about my right hand being a prosthetic one. When I go out, I usually wear long-sleeve clothes or keep my right hand in my pocket to hide it and act naturally. But I never thought I'd get caught up in such an incident. Today, I want to tell you that story. One morning during the rush hour, I was waiting for the train at a crowded station, but there were more students than usual that day. However, the crowd was nothing new. As usual, I was paying attention to my surroundings, keeping my right hand in my pocket, waiting for the train. Then the incident happened. The train will be arriving shortly, the announcement said, and finally, the train arrived. Everyone on the crowded platform tried to get on the train, and it became a chaotic mess. I was also trying to get on the train amidst the chaos, but I couldn't get on the train easily. At that moment, someone suddenly grabbed my right hand, which was in my pocket, and lifted it high.
This guy was groping. I saw him.
What? One of the two high school girls standing behind me grabbed my prosthetic hand, while the other started yelling at everyone around.
That's just the worst.
Hey, what? Me? I was momentarily dumbfounded. You've got the wrong guy. I didn't do anything, I said.
Don't lie. You touched my butt.
A tough-looking girl with blonde hair and a tin face yanked my right hand. The other girl, with long brown hair, ran to the station staff and started shouting. I was groped. That guy, that man, pointing at me with an exaggerated victim's expression. Well, they're really efficient, I thought. Of course, I hadn't done anything. Besides, my prosthetic right hand had been in my pocket the whole time and hadn't come out for a second. But suddenly, all eyes were on me. Heck, a groper. And he looks like the type were the cold, glaring looks I got. They were clearly looking at me with contempt, as if I were the perpetrator. What do you mean? Looks like the type. I was internally irritated by their judgment, but I took a deep breath to stay calm. Eventually, the girl who had gone to get help came back with a station staff member. Excuse me, may I ask you a few questions? The station staff asked calmly. With the rise in false groping accusations for money, he didn't seem to suspect me from the start. Did you grope her? I didn't do anything. I answered normally.
Don't mess with me. I know you touched me.
Okay.
Don't play dumb. My friend sighed too.
Then, as if following a script, the other girl started talking.
Yeah, he totally did it. He was rubbing her butt with his right hand, making a creepy face.
They were mocking me, even down to my expression. I was about to lose it, but I stayed calm. The two high school girls kept shouting, he groped me, I can't forgive him, and showed no signs of stopping. The situation wasn't getting any better.
And this guy is really creepy.
All right.
Oh, so you admit it. If you give us money, we'll let it go. We don't have time either.
Proof, right? You just need to see that I didn't do it. With that, I showed my right hand clearly. Look, I can grope anyone.
What?
Look at my right hand you're holding.
What? What's with this hand?
My right hand is a prosthetic, so I can grope anyone. As I said that, I knocked on my right hand, producing a metallic sound that a normal hand wouldn't make. The girls panicked a bit, then whispered to each other and giggled.
What kind of joke is that? Trying to get out of it like that. Don't say such nonsense.
I'm not lying. This right hand is really a prosthetic.
No way, it looks like a real hand. If it's a prosthetic, show us proof. Yeah. If you're so confident, bring your real hand.
They seem determined to push through. Are they stupid? If I take off my prosthetic, it's over. All right, just let go of my right hand. Even when I said that, they responded with, you're trying to destroy evidence. We won't let go. No matter how much I tried to persuade them, they wouldn't listen. I had no choice. I decided to bring my real hand, so I called out to the station staff. Excuse me, can I make a call?
Who said you could make a call? Should I call your wife for you? Tell her daddy's a criminal.
but the station staff, showing concern for me, said, "Oh, it's okay. Go ahead and make your call," in a kind manner. I used my free hand to make the call.
Hello, what's up?
"Hey, so I'm being falsely accused of groping right now.
What?
They're saying I grabbed someone's butt with my right hand.
Your right hand is a prosthetic, though.
They're asking for my real right hand, so can you bring it?"
Got it.
A few minutes later, my wife arrived at the station. She was carrying something wrapped in cloth and glared at the two girls. "So, you really want to see my right hand? All right, I'll show you." With that, my wife unwrapped the cloth. Inside was a smaller one.
What? What's this?
It's a bone from my severed right hand.
What? This has to be fake.
The girls didn't seem to understand. "Well, it's not every day you see your own remains while still alive. When I lost my hand in the accident, I chose to have it cremated and kept the bones as a memento. Seeing my own right hand's bones in front of me was surreal." I chuckled internally. The high school girls, realizing the urn contained my right hand's bones, turned pale and started shaking, letting go of my right hand.
What is that? A bone?
"Yeah, it is.
But you're still alive.
Yeah, I had my right hand cremated first. I had my wife remove my prosthetic hand. See, now you get it."
No way. You cremated your own hand?
"That's right. I waved my prosthetic hand, and the two girls stood there, mouths agape. The onlookers who had been watching me now turned their critical gazes toward the girls.
You've had enough, haven't you?
"Yeah, this isn't a show." I reattached my prosthetic hand. The girls, still in shock, looked back and forth between me and the urn. Realizing the urn truly contained my right hand's bones, their faces twisted in fear.
Hell, this is bad.
The blonde girl who had grabbed my hand covered her mouth and turned away. The next moment, she vomited all over the platform. The other girl, seeing this, also started to throw up. The surrounding students, disgusted by the scene, began filming with their phones. The station staff, having heard the whole story, apologized to me. "I'm sorry for doubting you without any evidence." "It's okay." The staff member apologized repeatedly, then led the two tearful high school girls to the station office for questioning. At that moment, several men in their 30s and 40s approached. Their faces were red with anger. "I have business with those two girls too." "Me too. They did the same thing to me." Seeing the men, the girls' faces turned pale again. "Oh, so these guys were also victims," I thought to myself. "You did this to me. So it was all a prank you two planned." As expected, the men were also victims of false groping accusations. What a bunch of troublemakers. I watched the two frightened girls with a mix of frustration and disbelief. Later, the police arrived and took statements. I was proven innocent and, though delayed, made it to work. Meanwhile, it was revealed that the girls had pulled the same stunt on other men. Their method was to target middle-aged men who looked wealthy and wore wedding rings. The men who had been victimized filed complaints. Of course, I did too. Given the number of witnesses during the morning rush and the girls' repeated false accusations, their school was notified. The school expelled them before the situation could escalate further. It's the right response, but it's terrifying to think that there are young people who shamelessly extort money from innocent adults. Well, I was lucky to have a prosthetic hand. If they just apologized when I told them it was a prosthetic hand, things wouldn't have escalated, but they were too ignorant to understand. I hope they drop out of society early. That's what I thought.